Hey Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot, and welcome to October, the season of plaid. Just saying. But either way, this month, let me tell you, it is so exciting. This is the luckiest month of the year. And truly for Virgos, everything is aligning in such an exciting way. All doors are open. You're going the distance. October is delivering you this treat bag without the tricks. Right before Halloween, that's full of blessings, luck, opportunity, financial growth. Welcome to October. Before we get started though, I just also want to say thank you guys so much. All your love and support truly makes the difference in making this channel not only a success, but a family. And truly, I am so grateful for each and every one of you guys, and I love you back. So, like I was saying, this month, October, is where you are rising up from eclipse season in such a big way. This is the month where you're going far, and it's a brand new you in this brand new era. All that transformation that you've been doing all summer long is coming into a point where you're seeing all these doors open, and it's not just like one or two or a few. It's literally all of them. We'll get into it. This month has some very rare and amazing aspects that are full of opportunity. So there's several grand trines, not just one, but several. They're also overlapping, no pressure. Venus is moving into Libra. Pluto, that's falling out, so I'm gonna let it. Pluto is moving direct. We have a super full moon in Aries that corresponds to a new beginning, that solar eclipse back from March, back when we had these huge planetary alignments. Jupiter is making several appearances. He's coming out to play in a very, very good way. He's delivering some major blessings. We'll get into it. I'll try and settle down. But Mercury and Mars are also both flooding in with fertility, in water, in expansion, in a lot of ways that deals with communication, in the mind and expansion too. And I'm stammering, it's just great. And there's a lot of cardinal activation. You're going the distance for all of it. You're here for all of it, and you're going to be going far through all of these open doors. You're ready. This is where we also have a new moon in Libra, new beginnings, bringing a new era, especially when it comes to finances. And that's right before we enter Scorpio season. And Neptune retrograde will also be re-entering Pisces to stand with Saturn in our house of partnerships, igniting some very, very strong partnerships that are long-lasting and some very long-lasting structures towards your legacy. And it's true. It's standing in your truth, for your truth, in a very beautiful and prolific way. There's a lot of energy as well that's going to be catapulting you forward. So, like I kind of mentioned in the weekly read, if you haven't seen it, check it out, but we'll get into it a little bit here. October 1st, we're coming into this month right away with a bang. Mercury in Libra, in our second house, is going to be square with Jupiter in Cancer in our 11th house. Remember, that's finances, money, harmony. And then there's this bit of tension with hopes, wishes, dreams, allies, friendships, support systems. So there may be a bit of a hiccup, just to forewarn you, but it lends itself to healing. It's a minor thing, and there's more like behind the scenes that are playing into this that will actually go to your benefit and work to your benefit. So someone may owe you money. You may be questioning if an expense is truly worth it. Someone may be asking you for money, but it's an overreach, or it has the potential of an overreach. But remember, Mercury doesn't necessarily stand the strongest in Libra, if you will. Jupiter, however, Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. He's in his home. He's in his powerhouse, filling all these blessings. So he has this ability to always shine this bright side, even out of a negative situation. So it's kind of like this redirection rather than a negative, is how I would put it. It's going to end up in hindsight being 2020, where it's like, okay, I understand that redirection. Thank you for doing that. That actually turned out very well. Thank you. So it's kind of one of those. The biggest thing about it, though, is Mercury in Libra is going to make you feel a little wishy-washy or indecisive about your decision or about your commitment. Here's where it gets really fun, though. And here's where the true blessing comes in. So Juno, Jupiter's wife, Libra's asteroid. Keep all that in mind. Juno, who rules equity, justice, fairness, marriage, commitments, will be moving back into Sagittarius, which for us Virgos, that's our fourth house, home, family. Juno, Jupiter's wife, and Jupiter are going to be mixing some things up. They're coming back together. It's like Juno has been on this like vacation with the girls. She's been out, whatever. She's coming home and she's like, oh my goodness, I missed you, honey. What do we got cooking? So these two are mixing freedom, adventure, expansion with that Sagittarius activation, with luck, optimism, joy, legal matters, something involving your home, your family, significant others, others, no pressure, no judgment, children, maybe even a realtor. There's something here that has to do with your home and your family that these two are going to be blessing you with. It's going to lead to freedom. It's going to ignite adventure. It's also going to trigger some expansion in a very prolific way. And right away, Juno will be trining with Neptune at 0 degrees of new beginnings in Aries, in our 8th house of transformation, investments, inheritance, royalties, money. She's working in your favor. She's trining with Neptune in a new beginning, something to do with your home, family, investments, like I was saying. You're going to feel this energy. You're going to feel this shift, more importantly, right away. But its biggest thing to keep in mind, and keep this one kind of on the back burner, because there's like this good cup of tea brewing. It's like a hot cup of cocoa on a cold day, on the where it's like, oh my goodness, that is so better than like 10 cups of coffee. This is a spiced latte for the first one in the season kind of aspect, or some chai latte tea. I don't know why I said that with an accent. I don't even know what accent that was, but either way, this is something that's brewing, and it's something it's also captivating, igniting, starting, something that's going to tie in later in this month. It'll lead back to this moment, this day, October 1st. So, also too, check your charts. The cardinal signs will be feeling this most. So if you've got any planets in Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, you're going to feel this the most or the strongest. So check your charts where you align, because right away, what's coming in, I mean, if you see the cards right away with October, like I say, first day, day one, we're in, boom, door open. This is where the world is working in your favor. The wheel is turning in your favor. The world is your oyster, and triumph, assured success. There's a consummation of something, a birth of something new, and it really stems with a whole new chapter. It starts a whole new chapter, and it leads to celebration, contentment, wholeness in a very blessed way, especially with Saturn. It has to do with your structure, has to do with your legacy. Also has to do with your crown chakra, your full shoes, new beginning. And with the 21, that's synergy when it mixes together, right? That's new beginnings, that's dualities. And then coming back down to the 3, it's a mixture of social talent, substance, imagination, optimism, your community, your family that you're beginning, that you're building, that you're choosing. And it's all coming into coherence, coming down into reality from the visions, out of the universe, right? From the collective consciousness to your here and now when it comes to your victories. Again, we've got Jupiter blessing us. We also have Leo energy here, igniting that inner heart's desire, that lion heart energy, especially when it comes to balance, as well as igniting and aligning your solar plexus, knowing why you're here, who you are, what you're made to do, knowing that you're capable. This is the type of energy where it lights you up in a beautiful way, where if there was a door that you thought was closed or that might never open, this is that kind of energy where it's like, oh my God, not only is it open, it's wide open. All you have to do is just walk through. It's advancement, assured success, significant progress, good news, but it's with confidence. It also is where you're being seen. There's respect behind that door waiting for you. It also is like all that transformation that you've been doing all summer. This is where it's like, oh, okay, that's why. There's validation with it. And it's not the end. It's the beginning of the balance that's truly meant for you in a beautiful way. Now, right away as well, on the 4th, Venus is going to be conjunct with our south node. Now keep in mind, both of these two, our heart's desire planet, love, commitment, money, the finer things in life, the Renaissance planet, and our south node are both in Virgo, both in the first house. So this is a big day for us Virgos. You're gonna feel this energy. So just keep in mind that with just having the eclipse, with the sun in Virgo, with Mars just being in Virgo, Mercury was just in Virgo, right? They're all like, and they were all conjuncting with that south node. We've been releasing a lot. We've been making room for this new beginning, for all these doors that are opening in October. There's something on the 4th that we're also letting go. So a lot of what we've been releasing is learning karmic lessons, right? Letting things go that no longer serve us, especially with that first house being activated. There's something here, and Venus as well. There's something here that could be your relationship and how you relate to something. It could be related to passion, self-love, self-worth, whatever's been holding you back from embracing your talents, shining in your true value, what's been holding you back from success in career and money, something that's karmic. It's fated, could even be habits, being overly critical, right? Being hesitant or timid, waiting for things to be like the perfect thing, right? The perfect set of scenarios, the perfect time, the perfect something. There's something here, especially when it comes to the self, your state of consciousness, your vibration, frequency, put those two together, your identity, right? And remember, with our identity, that's our state of consciousness. So in order to raise our vibrations, or by raising our vibrations, we raise our state of consciousness to a higher timeline. So it's really about releasing those old ideas, old habits, old results, changing our state of frequency, our state of consciousness, our identity, right? Waking up every day and asking ourselves, okay, what does the highest ascension of me, the highest version of me, my best timeline, what do they do in that day, right? How do they think about things? How do they approach problems? How do they approach challenges? How do they resolve conflict? Each and every step about that highest, most ascended version of you, the best version of you, by taking one step, one action, each and every day, in each and every thought process, being cognizant of the choices that you make, that's where we truly raise our state of consciousness and jump timelines to our highest timeline. There's something here on the 4th that's like a big epiphany, where you're able to finally learn that karmic lesson, release those karmic contracts as a lesson learned, and write a new one. This is where you're embracing those Knight of Cups. And remember, this is lofty thoughts. Changing our being means changing our doing. Changing our doing leads to changing our having, if that makes sense. This is using your intuition, focusing on your emotions when it comes to your frequency, your emotions in alignment with your manifestations in the right way that balances out those shadows, those karmic lessons, right? And allows you to write the script in a new way that allows you to truly embrace your intuition, embrace your idealism and what you want to create in this world with inspiration rather than with limitation, I guess, is what I'm mostly coming into what's coming in for me. But pursuing those dreams with passion rather than hesitancy. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because look at what's meant for you. Once we release this last final piece, this last epiphany, we're free to charge towards our victory, because the world is truly our oyster during this month. And like I say, October's got some true treats for you, and you're going the distance. There's so many doors that are aligning and opening. In the first part of the month, it's like this last bit of transformative energy that's needed to fully make the room where all of it starts to make sense. All that transformation, all that you've been releasing is all preparing you for this new era. And it truly is the luckiest month, not only just of this year, But really, a lot of these alignments have not happened in so long or in any of our lifetimes. It's truly the luckiest month of the decade. So, coming into the 6th as well, Mercury will be moving into Scorpio. Oh, that's wonderful. 10 of Swords in reverse. Yeah. Sorry, that flew over here. You didn't see it, but I will show it to you. So, Mercury's moving into Scorpio. And this kind of came out 50-50. Into our 3rd house. And remember, Mars, if you haven't seen that video, check it out. But Mars is in Scorpio, our go-getter planet. In our 3rd house, that's our house of communication, intensity, passion, how we learn, how we communicate. Mercury, we're ruled by Mercury, our planet of the mind in a lot of ways. This is where he's coming in to stand next to our go-getter planet. This is truly where it's like if you put, what you put your mind to, you can accomplish. With these two together, and they play a bigger role later in this month as well, this is a powerhouse. So, especially with being in Scorpio, this is passion, this is intensity, this is communication, but there's a depth to it. And it's very intimate when it comes to your mind, your communication, the depth of your passions, your dreams. This is also in your connections, your family, your neighbors, what you're working on, what you're learning, writing projects. This is also your investments. And there's this communicational piece that's very much downloady, right? So not only with the downloads that you're receiving, but online communication. So what you're launching, what you're selling, especially if you're into entrepreneurial aspects. This is like rocket fuel because Mercury is also very fast, right? And to top that off, on the 6th, we also are gifted with late at night, but either way, as we go into the 7th, basically 10:45 Eastern Standard Time PM, we have a super full moon in Aries. This is powerful. In Aries, initiation, action. This full moon is going to activate your 8th house. Intimacy, shared resources, assets, investments, transformation. This energy is going to ignite a deep emotional and financial release that's much needed. Again, this is all about the last bits of transformation that's needed to make the full room for all these doors that are opening. And you'll see when the tide turns here, basically, as soon as essentially, get ready, because it's really, spoiler alert, I'll just say it. The 13th going into the 14th, everything, it's just, goosebumps. Oh my gosh, this is like, you're sitting in a spa, you got the tub filled with like rosemary and rose petals. There's somebody that's like coming in and being like, did you need some champagne while you're at it? Here, let me light the candles. Like, I mean, this is cultivation of dream life in such a beautiful way. Oh, and by the way, there's dinner cooking for you. When you're ready, just let us know. Well, everything aligns in this like beautiful way. So with this super full moon, this is where there's going to be something ignited to release a deep emotional aspect of financial release, something that's been holding you back. And with Aries energy, it's fiery, it's swift. Something is coming to a head, and it's not all negative either. So this could be signing a new contract, paying off a significant debt, finally freeing yourself. It makes room for this new endeavor that you've been dreaming of, right? It's tied to something that happened for you in March of this year when we had the Aries new moon solar eclipse. This is the corresponding full moon. So think back to that. What happened in March for you during that new moon, that solar eclipse, the intentions you set during that time. This is the full moon that fully opens that door. It's a big turning point. And remember, that was also when we had a once-in-a-lifetime planetary conjunction, multiple planetary conjunction at 0 degrees. Check out that video from back in March if you need a reminder. But this is where the movement of all the big outer planets changed and also aligned. They changed signs, and it all started. It was when this big wave came in a very, very wonderful, monumental way that hasn't happened in like any of our lifetimes is kind of how I would put it. And if that just gave you goosebumps, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because right away what came out 50-50 is the Four of Wands. It's about your foundation. It's got something to do with your stability. Like I say, this could be paying off a significant debt, signing a new contract, a relationship's come into a next level kind of thing. Some of us could be looking at a partnership, moving in together, going steady. That sounded very high school, but either way, making the commitment to truly, like maybe even getting married, maybe a proposal. There's something, especially with that 8th house being activated, shared resources, right? It's freeing you up and opening a door that's corresponding to March of this year. Now on the upright, this is where it's like harvest, success, familial bliss, marriage, stability, right? Balance and harmony, where things settle down. Maybe you're settling down too, no pressure, especially with the heart chakra being activated. On the flip side, this is where it's like all the transformation that you've been working on to move this into harmony, right? So this is where it's like it's still a good card in reverse, just to a lesser degree. So it's like where those doors have been opening, they're not quite there yet, right? It's like you were still working on that foundation. There were blessings that were coming in that maybe there was still, you weren't ready to accept yet, right? You weren't ready to take that leap. It's still a good card. It still is a good foundation, but it's not it wasn't necessarily fully open. And especially with Mercury just changing signs on the same day into Scorpio, there's passion behind this. There's intimacy. There's depth. This is big, and it's with your close relationships, right? What you're launching business-wise. There's rocket fuel behind this. It's big, it's deep in a gorgeous way. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because it gets better from here. So, October 8th, another big one. Mark your calendars down. And like I say, there's a lot to cover in this month, so I just want to prepare you. Get comfy. If you need to pause the video, get a cup of coffee, maybe, get a chai latte. I don't know why I put it in a weird accent that I don't know what accent it is again, but this is, go for it, do your thing. Then come on back, because we've got a few more other dates, actually quite a bit more other dates to cover. So October 8th, Venus in Virgo, in our first house, is going to be sextile with Jupiter. Remember, Jupiter's in Cancer, in our 11th house. There's an amazing gift coming in for you on October 8th. So this is where it's like dream life meets heart's desire. They're getting back together for a very harmonious opportunity. Because remember, Venus, our planet of love, money, finances, Renaissance gal, right? Heart's desires. In our first house, how you show up for the self, your identity, the world, your long-term goals. Jupiter in our 11th house, exalted in Cancer, hearts poured into hopes, wishes, dreams, support systems, family, humanitarian efforts, community, social networks, online social networks as well. Like I say, dream life, legacy meets heart's desires. They're getting back together. This is auspicious, very favored. And it's very much blessings when it comes to going after your dreams. You could be getting some great news through social media. There's a lot of self-love involved with it as well. It's going after your long-term goals and aspirations with an energy that it's tied really to money, home, family. Biggest thing is that it's also tied to August 12th. And if you haven't seen that video, check that one out. But that's where we had Jupiter and Venus in conjunct with each other. Well, now they're sextile with each other. They are working together very cooperatively, and they're still amplifying each other in a very beautiful way. So this is part of that energetic storyline where your heart's desires were given life in a very big way in August. It's special. There's a gift, and it's a gift of movement towards your dreams, and it's prolific. It's on fertile soil in a very beautiful way, especially with the High Priestess coming in. So this is going to flow in like water, right? It's going to be easy. It's going to be a beautiful beginning that's almost like delivered to you. Like I say, unexpected great news through social media, through communication, especially with Mercury moving to Scorpio in your third house with that rocket fuel. It's going to come in kind of a surprising way, but it'll be easy. It'll be this wonderful opportunity. And again, it's tied to money, home, family, something. It also has to do with your gifts, right? Your hidden strengths, your hidden talents, what you're meant to share with the world. There's also a duality with it. There's an unrevealed future that comes into perspective at this time as well. Could be due to the fact that, or have something to do with your spirituality or teaching in a lot of ways as well. But this is truly going to ignite your intuition and give you goosebumps. Whatever lights you up inside your body that lets you know that your sixth sense is kicking in, this is that type of a message. It's going to make you tingly in a very beautiful way. It's also balance when it comes to partnerships, the wisdom that you're meant to offer in this world, but it's also a universal alignment that's going to lead towards your vitality. And it's with the work that you do. It's your legacy. It's your hopes, wishes, dreams, something that embodies your truth in a very big way. It's gorgeous energy. And I mean, when this flew out upside down or reversed, I got my ear ringing. So this is where it's like with the Ten of Swords, you're regenerated. There's a beginning involved with this. This is where it's like if you were going through some things, and I got goosebumps right now, any type of pain that you had been healing from in a lot of ways, this is like your comeback in a big way. Whatever made you falter before, this is where it's like, okay, you maybe had to take a knee, maybe had to take some time to recover in some ways. You're getting up again. But more importantly, whatever knocked you down, you're moving on. You're letting all of it go, and you're focusing on your creative flow. You've got some wisdom that you brought with you, and this time you're prepared when these two are sextile with each other. Like I say, they're cooperating in a very cute, like beautiful way. And it's all about transitions. It's the pinnacle of your success, tribulations. But like I say, it's the beginning of something that's much well-deserved, what's meant for you. And it's the ending of whatever's been holding you back, whatever needed to give you time to grow, to learn, to heal, and to open up that sacral flow again. And if that registers, if that resonates, put a heart in the comments below. Share your thoughts in the comments, what you're working on, what door opens up on the 8th, because we're not even done yet. We are getting started. So on the 13th, like I say, this is kind of the time. Mark your calendars for the 13th and the 14th. This is where it's like all these doors start opening like never before. It's like October's got we're getting ready for trick-or-treat season. We've just got the treats coming in. Blessings, luck, opportunity, financial growth. You're going the distance this month in a very prolific way. So on the 13th, Venus is going to be moving to Libra. She's headed home in our second house. She's already our planet of money. Now she's moving into our second house of income, salary, self-worth. What? Yes. And Pluto is moving direct. Pluto is in Aquarius in our 6th house. This is innovation towards work, lifestyle, routine. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you betcha. This is also the day where we start moving into 3 grand trines. I know, not 1, not 2, 3. And they're overlapping. Venus is going to play a very big role in this, especially with that air energy. Remember, both of these two are actually, but they both are in air. So this is effortless ease with these 3 grand trines. It's confirmation from my champion here. If you heard that, that was gorgeous. He just did this really big sigh of contentment. Venus, yes. Innovation with Aquarius energy, with Pluto. Breakthroughs, yes. This is effortless ease. This is blessed forward movement. This is like you're going to start really seeing your life transform from this point forward, kind of sigh of contentment like Champy just did. So this is where you're really going to experience what lights you up, and see the fruition of that come into your here and now, especially with embodying that Queen of Pentacles energy. So, like I was saying, October, this is the month. First, like Venus is moving home. Love, money, beauty, creativity, harmony. Your heart's desires are now amplified with balance, with a focus on finances, self-worth, what fills your bucket up, what makes you be seen, what makes you feel whole. Your heart's desires, feeling like you're home within yourself, within what you do, within your lifestyle, with where you live. There's home and family, like the tribe that you're with. She's also relationships, remember. So this is very much seating you at the throne, at your throne. She'll be seated next to the sun as well in Libra. So both are bringing huge positive financial opportunities, particularly when it comes to collaborations. So there could be some partnerships, entrepreneurial beginnings coming through at this point as well. Another door opening, like I say, someone's coming in it like maybe to invest in your business. Maybe some very large sales if you're getting out there doing your marketing. This is where you're landing a really big contract in some ways as well. This is a powerhouse and it's a power couple. So at the same time, keep in mind, we've got Mars in his home in Scorpio in our third house alongside Mercury. It's got something to do with communication. It's intense. It's passionate. Now Venus is coming to her home. This is power couple energy. Between Mars and Venus, this power couple is moving mountains for you. And it's such a social time for you. Like I say, this is something that's got a lot to do with collaborations. So keep in mind as well, Pluto in our sixth house of work, lifestyle, routines, he's going to be moving direct. He has also been out of bounds, right? He's not necessarily playing by the rules right now. He's going rogue in some ways, out of his elliptical or normal elliptical balance. So with this in mind, he's coming in with empowerment. He's charging forward. He's prompting some major shifts in power dynamics. He's charging you up with momentum, with innovation, with working smarter instead of working harder, with living life on your terms, with harmony and with health. And keep in mind too, it's the 13th that this is all happening. This is the rise of divine feminine energy in such a beautiful way. Queen of Pentacles energy, right? And if that resonates, put a heart in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. There is some macro aspects as well that when Pluto goes direct, there are going to be some breakthroughs. I'm not necessarily going to touch on them in this reading. If you would like to hear those though, check out the Libra season reading. Libra season, know what I meant. The Libra season reading, I touched more on the macro level. I want to keep this more about us Virgos here with October. But this is truly a day to mark your calendars for, because you're embodying. The universe is aligning with that divine feminine energy of the Queen of Pentacles. This is being sensible, being nurturing to your new beginnings, to your partnerships, to your security, to building your wealth, to building your success, to developing trust in your security and in your partnerships, and knowing that your vulnerability is your strength, right? But also approaching your relationships, your dreams, your movement forward with love, money, home, family, your soul tribe. You're approaching it with practicality. You're choosing the right partners that are truly aligned for you, that help drive things forward with common goals, with common ambitions, and coming to the table with great outside-the-box problem-solving solutions. It's harmonious. It's healthy. So it's out with the toxic, in with the healthy. And it's truly about looking at working smarter, living your life on your terms, being empowered in your divine feminine embodiment as the Queen of Pentacles. Now on the 14th, like I was saying, get ready, because here's where things start to get very exciting in a very positive way for October. So I'm just going to shift here. I've got a lot of notes here on this month is so jam-packed. I'll be honest, I didn't even put all of this stay tuned for the weekly reads and the weekends, because there was so much in there. I had to kind of pick and choose at a certain point. Otherwise, I was like, this is going to be a 2-hour long video. And I didn't want to do that to you guys. I already know I'm long-winded. So on the 14th, this is when truly all doors start to open. And it's because of that. Once Venus moves to Libra, once Pluto goes direct, we now have Scorpio aligned in his home. Venus is in her home. Pluto is like, let's do this. Let's get this. Mercury is lit up as well. Oh my goodness, is all I got to say. So the 14th, check this out. All these doors start opening, and it's all at once. So now that Venus is in Libra, thank you, in our second house, Venus is going to be trine with Uranus and with Pluto. So we have our first grand air trine. Remember, Uranus is in Gemini in our 10th house. That's career, reputation, honors, achievements, how you want to be seen for the work that you do. Pluto's in Aquarius, now direct, in our 6th house of work, lifestyle, routines, work-life balance, health. Venus is now in Libra, our planet of money, and she's exalted in her home in our 2nd house. Harmony, balance, love. When it comes to heart's desires, focused on income, salary, self-worth, your values, what you truly value the most. She's been asking us, right, what, like this whole year, during all this summer of transformation, what do you want your destiny to look like? Here's where she starts playing a very big role in October, with playing some or with aligning with some very prolific trines. And keep in mind, the sun is in Libra. So we technically have 2 grand air trines happening here at the same time. And they're tied to your work, your career, your worth, your money, your income. And no one on this earth has experienced this, right? Uranus in Gemini has not happened in 84 years. Pluto has not been in Aquarius for 250 years. Both are connecting with your heart's desires. And with Venus in Libra in her home, you're definitely going to be seeing a lot of change in career with big breakthroughs. This is truly like your heart's revolution. And it's got something to do with your commitments, your contracts, your relationships, your investments. Also, too, to top that off, because we're not done yet on the 14th, let me tell you. So, check this out. So Venus, I also want to also just elaborate on this too. So Venus trining Uranus only happens once a year. So this is also very much a very amplified energy of a gift. To top that off, Pluto trining Venus only happens twice a year. This is very rare and very special. This is a day to pay attention to. And Jupiter happens to be trine with Saturn. And remember, Jupiter's exalted in Cancer in our 11th house. Hopes, wishes, dreams, social networks, humanitarian efforts, our community, legacy. And he's going to be trining with Saturn, which is in Pisces, 7th house of partnerships, commitments. In Pisces, this very dreamer energy, this visionary energy, especially when it comes to discipline, building your legacy, building your structure. So between this trine, this has not happened in over a decade. And this is like the time where normally Saturn doesn't take it easy on you. With Jupiter by his side like this, oh my goodness, he's working for you. He's not just by your side. This is like you've got 2 helping hands saying, oh, here, let me give you a lift. Let me give you a hand. Here, let me open this door for you. Oh, wait, there's another. Let me get that one too. Oh, I did drop my light here. Hold on. Set difficulties, and it wasn't because of my voice. But these 2, not only has this not happened in over a decade, they're within 2 degrees of each other. If that just gave you goosebumps, put a heart in the comments below. And it's not just for a day either. These 2 are going to be working with each other and working with Neptune. Stay tuned, I'll get into it. All the way through December. So these 2 are giving you sustained ambition, centered purpose, constant fulfillment of purpose, to do something really great. Luck, optimism, success, opportunity meets legacy, endurance, structure, discipline, partnerships, commitments. Yes is all I gotta say. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because this is where, don't forget, we also have our lunar north node in our 7th house, right alongside with Saturn too, our cutting edge, our highest timeline. There's something big and it's very magical with these two coming together with a trine like this at 120 degrees. This is gorgeous. And like I say, it's like if you've been feeling burnout, if you've been working for towards something, and when it comes to your legacy and struggling to see the results, these two are coming together to truly make something beautiful happen. And let's talk about it with the cards, because right away this is going against conformity and truly going your own way when it comes to building your legacy. And the universe is aligning, opening doors for you with all the auspicious, like outside the box kind of thinking when it comes to problem solving, with truly your heart's purpose, something that's unique to only you, that only you do, and is a gift that comes inherently to you, that's always been a passion that you've been pulled to, where any conformity has tried to stray you away from. These two are coming together and they're making something magical happen, and it has to do with your destiny. It's linked up with your partnerships. It's linked up with your soul's purpose, your calling. During this point, with this 2 grandeur trine, crazy awesome, your heart's desires revolution. This is the day. And it's commitment, right? There's contracts involved. This is where we've got the King of Cups energy, right? Your emotions are in balance. You're standing at your throne. You've got your cup, your heart's desires, right? With maturity, you're ready. With faith in the dream that was tested. This is where everything is coming into balance. Everything is aligning. And you've got the wisdom from all the hiccups, all the lessons learned in the past to carry with you with this new door being opened in such a beautiful way. And we've got not 1, but 2 trines blessing you, grand air trines. And then we also have Jupiter and Saturn blessing you. This is long term. This is gorgeous in such a big way. And let me tell you, between the 17th and the 19th, there's something here. Now, I'm not going to get into it too much, so stay tuned for the weekly read, but it's fated. It has a lot to do with your destiny, just like that lunar north node, aligning with Saturn and with Jupiter's trine. So this is where, with all of this coming in on the 14th, there's new ideas, there's new information. It's romantic. It plays to your heartstrings in such a beautiful melody. This is something that ignites you, lights you up with this youthfulness again, right? This is something that ignites your creativity. There's news coming in. There's doors being opened. And there's insights. There's ideas. There's downloads, especially with the sun playing with that 2nd grandeur trine with Uranus and Pluto, aligned with Venus, your heart's desires. This is a new beginning in such a beautiful way. And also, too, it can be seen as a portal. So one thing I did not cover as well during this is, keep in mind, October, we have the 1010 portal. Stay tuned for that reading, because that's a doozy. That's another blessing. That's another open door. Now, on the 17th through the 19th, just want to talk about this. The sun will oppose Chiron, our wounded healer. And remember, Chiron is in Aries, in our 8th house of transformation. So when the sun is opposing Chiron like this, on the 17th, between the 17th and the 19th, this is something to pay attention to, I guess is how I would put it. So these two, when they're opposing each other, there is this huge breakthrough and this huge healing that is being offered to you in how you perceive your identity and in what you value, especially when it comes to your success. Has to do with career, has to do with work, Has to do with income, finances, salary, worth. And it's in your, I will also say too, the 18th marks the midway point between the north and the south node. So this is bringing major balance between your north node, which has been in Pisces in your 7th house, remember, south node in Virgo in your 1st house. And so it's balancing out this wonderful piece with healing, breakthroughs between spiritual and practical. And with Mars in Scorpio, the moon being in Virgo, Jupiter trining Saturn, something faded, something karmic, in a good way of lessons being learned, achieving new levels, basically, going to the next soul contract, writing your next soul contract and writing abundance into it. It's not only faded, it's happening in a way that revolves around contracts, commitment, and it's aligned with your destiny, maybe even marriage. This is something where you're going all in, and it's with balance, it's with harmony, it's with healing. And again, it's with how you perceive your identity, your state of consciousness, and in what you value, what you're trying to achieve, your long-term legacy, your ambitions, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. And to top that off, Mars will also be on the 19th conjunct with Mercury. These two, like I kind of mentioned before, both in Scorpio, both in the 3rd house, go-getter planet meets downloads, quick communication, 3rd house as well. That's intimacy, communication, deep, like depth levels, and how you think, how you communicate, the connections that you make, marketing when it comes to business, right? Launching things. Let's just kind of go back to it a little bit here as well. It's like what you're working on, what you're launching, writing projects, your commitments that you're making, especially with close relationships, families, siblings, neighbors, your community, your PR, right? Contracts, commitments. These two being conjunct like this is truly a powerhouse in the way where it's like you can do anything that you put your mind to, especially with these two working together and amplifying each other in this way with this conjunction. So mark your calendars. I know I've said that many times, but the 17th through the 19th, big moment where it really releases you in a big way through healing in how you perceive your identity, what you value, and then also too marrying your karma with your fate and your destiny in a beautiful way that leads you towards your jubilation. I mean, this is the strongest card in the tarot. And as you can tell as well, the 19 reduces to the 1. New beginnings again. Everything will go well. So with all these doors being open, there may be a point where your south node is triggered in the way where it's like, do I got what it takes, right? Am I ready? This is where Spirit is going to offer you this wonderful golden gate key in a way that gives you that confidence, that charisma, and also the charm with your communication that really leads you towards your good fortune without looking back and without hesitation. It's health, it's success, it's positivity, and it's going to be fun. This is something where it's like once you, how I would put it is like, if you're not a stage performer, don't do it very often, right? First time you get on stage in a while, or first time when you're launching something like that, right? There's a bit of that nerves, right? You can get nervous. This is where it's like you're a little bit nervous. So you're even so nervous about getting in front of those bright lights that you're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be sick. You get up on stage, possibly somebody even like Mars or Mercury pushes you a little bit up on stage. There's a little stumble. You get up to the microphone, and all of a sudden, it's like, yes, you are in the zone. You're in your comfort zone. You got this. You know you're in the right place. This is that energy. 17th through the 19th, just saying. And to top that off, this is right before the new moon in Libra in our second house. Remember, second house is like lit up like nobody's business, not only during Libra season, but pretty much all throughout October. So this new moon is very powerful. It's a new beginning, but it's also, get ready, another grand air trine between Uranus, the moon, and Pluto. There's something here with money, career, and work again. It's big, and like I say, this is truly where it's like you get up on stage and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I got this. I know exactly. I've worked for this. I've prepared for this. I don't know why I was feeling nervous. I got this. And Venus, to top that off, ruling Libra in her home next to the moon, your heart's desires, with your emotions being aligned in such a big way. So I just want to put this out there. There are new beginnings that balance, restore relationships and your financial world. And it has to do with money, career, and work in a very big way. This is the time that I cannot stress enough. Set your intentions. This is a time where you are attracting prosperity, love. It's one of the best new moons, especially with Venus here, of all of 2025. And it also is one of the best new moons because of all the other alignments. Mercury conjuncting Mars, Jupiter trining Saturn, the grand air trines that we have going on, not one but two. Now this is the third one. What? Yeah, I know. This is where any misinterpretation, misjudgment, lack of clear judgment, being overly critical, just saying, especially pay attention to the 17th through the 19th, lack of spiritual faith in your actions, or confusion, refusal to make a decision. All of that becomes clear with this new moon. And to top that off too, I just have to say this is just so crazy. So right after this new moon, we also have basically right in the morning, approximately about 4:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 22nd, Neptune is going to be re-entering Pisces. And I hope you're sitting down. Remember, we have this Jupiter trine Saturn situation. Well, when Neptune re-enters, I should say, back into Pisces, right alongside with Saturn, we're going to be forming a grand water trine. So now we've got 3 air trines, and we also have a grand water trine. I hope you were sitting down for that. And if you've got goosebumps as well, or just giggled a little bit like, oh my goodness, what next? Put a heart in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Let's elevate this message, because truly October, this is the time. It's the luckiest month of the year. All doors are opening up for you, and you're going the distance. Like I say, if there was any hesitation in which way to go, what decision to make, this is where you're finding balance. The universe is aligning for you and indicates choices in your life that you're going to be making for the long haul. And once you get to those points where you make that, like, it's like this clarity moment where it's like, I know what to do. Once this door opens, it's like, yes, that was the one that I didn't necessarily think was attainable. Yes, it is. Especially with the 8 of Cups, you're moving away from disappointment. Any type of delusionment that like told you could not obtain this. You could not, it was just out of reach, right? This is where you're seeking higher meaning. You're following your soul-searching journey. You're like taking action when it comes to moving with change towards your stability, towards your prosperity, towards your justice, with strength, without hesitation. And it truly is leading towards your harvest. This is also where your crown chakra will be lit up with this grand water trine. So let's just kind of get into it. So Neptune's going to be re-entering Pisces early in the morning on October 22nd, forming this grand water trine with Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter is in your 11th house. Hopes, wishes, dreams, social networks, humanitarian efforts, legacy. Saturn is in Pisces in your 7th house, your commitments, your partnerships, long-term commitments as well, building your legacy, creating structure, discipline, rewarding you for hard efforts or hard work, right? Also too, now we've got Neptune, our dreamer planet, our visionary. This is where Neptune now is aligning you to your dream life, right? Focusing on the partnerships, the family, that not only that you choose to take with you along this journey, business, home, marital, close relationships, neighbors even, but they're true. They're standing the test of time. These are ones that are in for the long haul. And this is right as we enter Scorpio season. So the sun's going to be entering Scorpio season in our third house, right alongside with Mars and Mercury. These two are already a powerhouse. Now they've got Soul's temple, Soul's blessing. What? Yeah, I know. This is where with the moon in reverse. So if you were uncertain, had confusion, kind of experiencing lesser degrees of deception, or maybe lacking judgment or self-control, this is going to end when we reach these days. So like I say, pay attention to October 21st through the 22nd. This whole transition, especially once we get this water trine, this is where, let's just get into it. This is Jupiter's expansion, luck, optimism, combining with Saturn's structure, discipline, legacy, now aligning with Neptune, our dreams, our vision. These three are bringing ambitious goals into reality. Wherever there was confusion, wherever there was misrepresentation, misinterpretation, misjudgment, delusionment, disappointment, fear of moving forward, fear of faith. Big thing is the confusion, right? Not necessarily sure where to make the decision, so instead remaining stagnant, possibly even enduring losses with taking the wrong turn with hiccups. These three, with this grand water trine, is something very special and something to pay attention to. So these three are not only bringing ambitious goals into reality, they're creating tangible results from long-held dreams. And the best way, the magician's at the bottom. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. And what you touch turns to gold. Are you kidding me? Okay. So these three, the best way that I would put it when I was meditating on it, and as soon as I saw this come through in the astrology, so this is kind of like picturing going to see a waterfall, and you're hiking on this hiking trail, and it's like sweltering out. You've gone through like maybe 3 rainstorms. You're soaked. Your boots are soaked. You're hot. You're sweaty. You're looking forward to taking a clothed shower underneath that waterfall. As soon as you get to that waterfall, it's like all the clouds part and the sun shines directly onto that waterfall, and with all the mist that's coming up, there's a rainbow that's created, and it comes out just as soon as you get there. That's this energy. And if you just got goosebumps, if that resonates with you, put a heart in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, because truly this is where everything is ready. With the magician energy, this is constructive, this is creative, this is spiritual, this is your soul's purpose. And not only do you have the skills behind it, underneath, like in your tool belt, you're taking the initiative, you're manifesting. Ideas are being put into play, but it's also where everything is waiting for you to take action. And it's inspired action. Has a lot to do, like I say, with that third house. That's communication. That's a lot of collaborations. So this is unity. This is the beginning. This is power behind it as well. And it's tapping into not only the collective consciousness, but standing in your individuality with your crown fully lit up, receiving those messages from Mercury, from Mars, and Soul's temple, from the sun. This is gorgeous in such a beautiful way. It's agreements with the third house. It's partnerships with the 7th house. It's wishes, goals with the 11th house. And remember how I was saying on October 1st, there's something with Juno that ties into the later part of the month? This is that. So Juno is going to also be sextiling Venus during this time. And remember, Juno is in Sagittarius. Your 4th house is activated with her. That's Jupiter's wifey. Now she's focused on home, family, and she stands for equality, marriage, commitments. This is gorgeous energy. I hope you just got goosebumps like I did, because my ear is ringing like nobody else, or like nobody's business. I tell you what. So Juno and Jupiter, especially with Juno being sextiling with your heart's desires, with Venus, your fourth house being activated, these two, alongside Venus as well, are creating this optimistic future for you. And with the Sun in Scorpio in our third house, alongside Mars and Mercury, this is like marketing, launching your business, building your business, building your brand. It's big energy. It's with passion. It's with charisma. And it's all about matching frequency of the reality you want. It's energy in motion. So remember all of the epiphanies, all the healing that you've been working on, especially with the points that we touched on earlier this month about your state of consciousness, raising your frequency, your vibrations, what you think about, what you feel, getting those new ideas, new results, your highest timeline, and tapping into that wisdom, that energy. This is where everything is aligning, where it truly is that energy in motion. So mark this on your calendars. Get ready for Scorpio season because it's coming in with the Queen of Wands energy. Aries, action, initiation. Pisces energy, dreaming, visionary, long-held dreams, action with your creativity, holding that vision, enterprising with enthusiasm, optimism, self-confidence, virtue, and being clear, right? Knowing that you will succeed. You've got the will. Your feet are grounded. They're planted 10 toes down, going all in, and your decisions are clear, especially about where to take action, especially where your new beginnings fall with prosperity that lead you to that success. This is achieving your goals, reaching that contentment that you've been working so hard for, raising that state of consciousness, standing in your identity, in your highest timeline, especially where it revolves around health, wealth, security, and it's auspicious. It's very favored. It's meeting challenges, especially that lead towards your new beginning with your foundation. This is tapping into all of that unlimited potential, that divine potential within you, and receiving the new ideas, the positive outcomes, the first causes, with building something that's like, oh my goodness, I've dreamed of this, but I never really thought it would happen. Well, it's happening. That's what this is. This is gorgeous. This grand water trine is truly something, and it's not going away. Like I say, this is going to be here through all of December, or all the way through December, through the rest of the year. So don't worry, it's not just one day. This is something quite beautiful. And it's not only just ending at that point in December, this is long lasting. This is setting you up for years to come, for a solid foundation that's truly indomitable. You're going to go the distance. This is truly the luckiest month where everything aligns. Blessings, luck, opportunity, financial growth. The luckiest month in a decade in a lot of ways. You got this. We've got it. We're all going through it together. And if that resonates, put a heart in the comments below because we're not even done yet, I tell you what. So, a couple of other things here to pay attention to. The icing on the cake, if that wasn't already enough, we've got this beautiful wedding cake, right? We in our dream home with a waterfall with a rainbow over it, no less. We've got another piece to the puzzle here that's coming into alignment. So on the 28th, Mars, remember, third house, communication, in Scorpio, passion, intensity, is also going to be trining with Jupiter. And if you just got goosebumps and you're like, what? I throw in the towel of like, just pinch me, don't pinch me moment. Trust me, good news is coming in. Again, this is the time where you're making plans, you're making decisions. There's a vision. This is extreme personal career development, accomplishment, success, all about your vision, with Mars being lit up and blessed with Jupiter. Aries, our go-getter planet, initiation, action being lifted up with the fire of Aries, sacral flow, balance in your relationships, in the choices you make. Everything is aligned. So truly this trine, because remember, Jupiter is in our 11th house. He will be exalted as well in Cancer in our 11th house all the way through June of 2026. So he's not going anywhere. He's just very active this month in a great way. So this is the icing on the cake to all of those trines that just aligned, all those doors that just opened. I will also say as well, this trine only happens once a year. It is truly a gift from the universe. It's good news coming in and coming into resolution with action, with originality. It's swift movement. It's victory. It's conquest. It's the right direction. It's momentum. It's breakthrough. In that Cancer energy, your heart's desires again, with your solar plexus being lit up, you got this. It's who you are, what you're made for, why you're here, in all the hidden wisdoms that you encompass, all of your spirituality. You've got the willpower. You've gone through the time of reflection. You've taken the time to heal, to rest. You've got both reins and you're sitting in that driver's seat and you're charging with bravery, fearlessness towards your ambitions, utilizing your mind, your intelligence. Remember, Mars, the Sun, and Mercury are all in Mars, in your third house during this time. This is a gift from the universe. And I will also say, mark your calendar for the 28th, because it truly is one of the best days in 2025. You've got the planet of action, the planet of drive in his home, trining with our planet of luck, abundance, hopes, or in our 11th house, exalted in Cancer, hopes, wishes, dreams. Yes, I'm tingly. If you are too, put a heart in the comments below. This is a gorgeous day to pay attention to. So this is the day out of all days to seal the deal. There's commitments involved. Remember, your third house is being lit up at this point. It's also exalted with Capricorn energy here as well. I do want to also say this has not happened in 12 years. And we have another grand water trine. We've got the trine with Mars in Scorpio, Jupiter in Cancer, and Saturn and Neptune, legacy, dreams, in Pisces. So it's signing things with goals that have to do with your legacy and your dreams, your wealth. Yes. You're charging towards it. You're taking action towards it with the Knight of Swords. This is the day to truly seal the deal, commit in such a beautiful way. And coming in right after that energy, beautiful thing. On the 29th, Mercury is going to be entering Sagittarius, fourth house of home, family. This is conversations about family matters, living situations, your chosen family. All of that's taken center stage. And you've got the Empress energy. This is so nurturing. You're fertile. You're creating. When it comes to home and family, you're creating this brand new, wonderful environment, new beginning, new era when it has to do with your foundation, your hopes, your wishes, your commitments, your contracts, your investments, your relationships, what you're building, your writing projects, your social networks, your soul tribe, your legacy, business. I mean, you name it. Whatever built, like lights you up and fills you with love and creativity, everything that's pleasure. Remember, like this is our planet of pleasure, the finer things in life, beauty, material wealth. She embodies Venus in such a beautiful way. Your heart's desires. After you seal the deal on the 28th with, again, that second grand water trine, we now have Mercury entering Sagittarius. All your communication is revolving around your living situation, your chosen family, your family matters. Setting yourself up, your legacy up with fertility, with nurturing soil. This is success, material wealth, standing in your beauty, all your fruitfulness. This is growth. This is your heart's desires. It's dynamic balance, but it's development, ideas, projects, relationships, and what you touch turns to gold and has structure behind it with that Capricorn energy. With Soul's Temple giving you those downloads, standing right next to Mars in your third house. And if that gives you goosebumps like it just did me, if your ears ring, and put a heart in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Check out the Honey Sea Star store as well for some empowerment. This is a pinch me, don't pinch me kind of month. You're going the distance. It's the luckiest month of the year. All really of the decade. but all doors are open for all your heart's desires. What you touch turns to gold with the Midas touch. And this is truly about your foundation, your stability, your creative flow with that sacral energy, your reality, your dream life, all that you've been transforming this whole entire summer. It's achievement. It's coming into fruition in a very solid way, in a very material way as well. So before we go, let's look at our spirit animal totem. So Spirit, what additional messages do you have for us? Because this is like the month, not just the month of plaid season, but it's literally the month. Full of treats, full of gifts. I can't help it. I just keep getting goosebumps. And I've got a long sleeve shirt on, I tell you what. And it's not cold in here either. Set design malfunction. I apologize. Okay, so yes. Yeah, look at this. This is the month where it's like you are sitting in such enjoyment in your purpose, your home, your whole, your holistic wholeness in family, life, career, money, finances, stability, and that's inside and out, right? As above, so below. You got this. And it's like, honestly, this is where it's like, if there is any Virgo that you see this month, they're going to have a smile that is from ear to ear kind of energy. So with the puffin, this is all about your partnerships. This is the time to truly accept yourself. Remember, it always starts and is centered around self-love, your colorful personality. This is the time to really understand and to see, to appreciate just how much you bring as the joy bringer to your community, to your relationships, to everything that you love. And also, too, to know that teamwork will give you the best results. There are sincere allies that you're aligning with, especially with your third house being activated as much as it is in this month. This is the time to know that you're not going it alone for a minute. Now, unless you choose to, but either way, you're never really alone, are you? Right? This is also, too, I should say we're never really alone. We're always connected. Anyway, with the tiger, this is also, too, your indomitable nature. This is choosing to be unstoppable. Like I say, you're going the distance in such a beautiful way. And your passion this month in October is truly your power. Now is the time to be brave, to be bold, and know that mighty forces are aligning for you in such a beautiful way. And you absolutely are protected. You're also the protector of what you build, what you nourish, what you water will grow. This is where you're the guardian for all of that as well. And also, too, I will say this is where it's like you're protected as well as you're protecting the ones that you love. You're standing in your personal power, and your intuition is also guiding you every step of the way. And like I say, by the end of this month, if there is a Virgo that is not grinning by ear to ear, I don't know what to say, because with the dolphin as well, this is about swimming in the happy joy of living each and every day with both feet in. This is it. Inhale confidence, exhale fear, dive into your wisdom, and go with the flow. We've got several grand air trines. We've got several grand water trines, and they're all aligning for you. This is that energy. I have goosebumps again. I can't help it. Now, before we go as well, I just want to... I got Charlie here by my side. So, Charlie, he's laying on the cards. Do we have them all? Okay, he's not hiding anymore. All right. So before we go here, I just want to take a look at our major arcana, because like I say, this is the month. It's not just a month of October or the month of October. It is the month for Virgos. Okay, check this out. I mean, look at how much is happening here. Oh my goodness. I know they didn't come out in this order, but voluntary change, awakening, epiphanies, absolutions, transitions, with your intuition guiding you, the universe revealing your future with balance, partnerships, universal order, vitality, the world turning in your favor and being your oyster of consummation of a new chapter, standing with all that nurturing energy with the high priestess, with the empress here as well, utilizing all your resources, beauty, pleasure, success, fast movement in all your manifestations coming into fruition here. This is, look at this. Okay, so what we pulled for music therapy, let's just see here. So we've got a B, a C, a G sharp, an A, an F sharp, a D sharp, and an E. We practically have a whole scale here. So play around with these two as you do your meditation, because remember, that's what's really aligning you. This is the month to truly not skip on any meditation every day. At least 5 to 10 minutes a day will help raise that vibration, that frequency, and call in your heart's desires, especially with all of these doors opening. So play around with those chords, especially as you do improv with music, because remember, that is the frequency, the universal language that we all respond to, and the universe responds to and mirrors back. And then color therapy as well. What we've got here, let's just see here. So we've got 2 magentas, a red, an indigo, a green, an orange, and a yellow. I mean, look at this. This is just gorgeous. Okay, guys, seriously, I hope you have a wonderful month of October. I am sending you so much love and light. Take care, and I will see you in the next reading.